Hello lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I'm a writer working on my first book right now, query for my first book, whilst homeschooling my two girls and be with them 24/7. Oh god. It is the 13th of January, quite the day to be filming. The new year's here. Happy New Year to everyone. My first video of the year, and I'm just going to rant about how frustrating query letters are, because that is the reality of it. Where are we currently? My project is currently with beta readers, 2 beta readers, paid beta readers. I find it so much easier, guys. I cannot get myself to try anything else right now, at least. So it is what it is. I have sent it off to 2 beta readers. I am expecting feedback by the 24th of January. So until 24th of January, I'm not touching my book. I haven't touched it in the new year at all. I sent it off pretty much New Year's, like just before New Year's when I finished it. And yeah. So I'm expecting feedback, give or take, in 10 days at this point. And these past few days I've been working on my query letter and my synopsis, because those two apparently go hand in hand somehow. Anyway, the frustration is real. I want to pull my hair out, and at the same time I think I'm on draft like technically 10, but in all reality I've edited it multiple times already, so I don't know, 12th, 15th reiteration of my query letter at this point. They say that you will go through multiple drafts of query letters. They say that query letters, it just takes forever. It's a thing, because you have to find a way to distill the essence and what your book is about, like 115,000 words into 300 words, let's say. And the funny thing is I did one, I posted it on Reddit, and I got some really good feedback. Went right back to the drawing board from the beginning again, because I was like, there's no way I can edit this. The feedback is right, but I can't work with this. I need to redo it. So redo it, and again, and redo it. Right now, so this is the funny part. So right now I have a version, as I said, it's draft 10, but I've kind of edited it multiple times. It's the first draft, I will say, that I have edited within the draft itself, and it feels better every time. The previous drafts I would restart completely, because it wasn't so, I don't want to get my hopes up that I might be getting somewhere, because I feel like every time I think I'm getting somewhere with the query letter, I get knocked off my high horse. So my battery is about to die. Let's fix that. So I changed the battery. If it looks a little bit different, if the angle looks a bit different, it's because I had to practically remove everything. Moving on. So current draft of my query is sitting at 268 words. Now 268 words is just the blurb. Let me be clear. A lot of people say the entire query letter should be no more than 400 words. Some stretch to 450. I have seen query letters, because I have been doing my research. I have been finding successful query letters online. I have been finding query letters of books that I've actually read. You can find, there's not a lot out there, but if you do your research, you can find quite a few. Enough to at least give you an idea of what would entice an agent. And a lot of the time I'm finding that a lot of the structured advice, we'll talk about structure in a second. It's very interesting to research actual query letters that are actual books you're holding in your hands right now. It gives you a lot of insight. Now, as we said, a lot of people say that your blurb, like the part that talks about your book in your query letter, should be around 200 to 250 tops. Like if you can keep it, 250 tops. Mine is sitting at 268 right now, and I'm quite happy with it. We'll see how that goes. So the next step I'm going to be doing at this point is probably just kind of fixing up the top information. My comps have definitely been an area of discussion, conversation on the Reddit, where I post my query letters for feedback, and I agree with what they say. So I'm kind of working through the comps, reading books, trying to figure out other comps, etc. I did see a video yesterday where someone suggested using Publishers Marketplace to find comps. Because you do ideally want comps to recently published books, ideally within the last 3 years, maybe 5 years tops, and mine are kind of, they're towing that boundary right now. So I'm working on the comps. I'm working on, I'm trying to read comps. I'm trying to read books from agents that I want to send my query to, because I want to have that general idea of what they've done. And then there's the synopsis. Let's talk about the synopsis real quick. Just real quick. Let me pull, where is it? I have so many Word files open on my desktop right now. If I show you, you wouldn't even. I've got multiple just across the screen. Anyway, moving on. My synopsis. Ideally, what I've seen usually on websites when I kind of look at agents, which I'm actually gonna have to jump in to start doing right now. Like, I need to make a list of the agents. Querying, it's fun. Anyway, I do think I'm gonna enjoy the process of kind of like putting together the agents and setting up a list and all that. That I will enjoy. It scratches an itch in my brain. Anyway, the general consensus is 500 to 1,000 words synopsis, one-page synopsis pretty much. Most people want a one-page synopsis. Some even ask for a two-page synopsis. So I think what I'm gonna do is I might kind of work on a two-page synopsis, as in adding some more info in there, because I have a one-page synopsis right now. It is one page, single line, single spaced, one page. It is sitting at 630 words, which is within that bracket. It's okay. Like, I'm generally happy with it. I'm definitely gonna do like another good 2-3 passes of it, multiple passes. I'm gonna send it off to be read and then, you know, all that fun stuff. But yeah, I'm just a bit frustrated. I don't know if you can tell. And today's just really murky and gloomy, and we're starting school soon. I've had a few days off, and I'm now realizing that I'm gonna have to balance all of this frustration with also doing schoolwork and the joys. Anyway, at this point, where we are at, I have a query letter that I think is going somewhere. I think we're making headway after multiple just versions and changing and trying to, and structure. Let me talk structure before I finish the end of this video, because I'm gonna just keep rambling and there's no point. The crux of this video is that I have written a synopsis and a query, and I'm just constantly going through different drafts of them. Numerous drafts of query, just trying to figure out how to entice anyone to read my book. That is what it is. What I have come up with now, what I realized with the version of the query I have right now that I'm actually quite happy with at the stage where I'm at. That's very important, because, you know, I wrote it based on how I wrote my book. I am not a very structured writer. What do I mean by that? My stories do follow structure, but they follow structure naturally. They follow structure in that I will write the book. I wrote the book and then I went over it and it had all the structure points in there. I need to write from the heart in a way, I guess you could say. Not the brain, like not actively thinking of structure. If I'm actively thinking of structure, oh my God, it's terrible. The drafts of queries that I wrote based on the usual 5 questions of like, who is your character? What do they want? What stands in there? Like, when I was trying to do it that way, oh my God, they turned out terrible. Terrible. Because there was no heart and soul. There was nothing there to actually and because the thing is, the way the goals shift, the way the story shifts, you need to kind of put that in there somehow. So once I kind of wrote it the way I wrote my story, it actually falls within the limits. It actually sounds much better. It actually, I'm now gonna throw it out on the internet and have people rip it apart, of course. So maybe next video I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like this is a better option. And I do feel that sometimes you need to follow your instincts and your gut. And I'm not talking in an arrogant way. I'm not talking in a like, oh my gosh, I'm so great, I'm not gonna pay attention to any, like, it does, once I wrote it the way I kind of just let myself write it, it does follow the questions. It does answer the questions. It's not like it doesn't follow the structure. It's just that when I'm using the structure to create it, it doesn't work. I need to just let myself go, knowing what needs to go into a query, basically. And I realized from a few queries that I found from books that I have actively like read, books that I actively have in my hands, that they don't necessarily follow like the structures set out there 100%. They cover the main points, but you can see where they're pulling you in. You can see the story and you're like, this is interesting. You know, the point of the query is that you need to show what's interesting about your book. You need to give the agent a reason to be like, this sounds like a good idea. Let's see what we got. It's not about like being like, okay, I need to know who this is about. I need to know what they want. I need to know why they want it. Yeah, we need all that, but it's also like, why do I care? Why should I care about the character and what they want and what's in their way and what they're willing to do about it? Anyway, those are just my thoughts, my 2 cents right now. I'm gonna end this video because it's gonna be long for absolutely no reason other than me rambling about how frustrating this whole process is. I will see you guys probably next week at this point, hopefully with a query that is closer to being ready than what it is right now, because I'm On Reddit you can post once a week, every 7 days. So I'm due to post again some point, I think Friday or Saturday, some point over the weekend. And I'm also probably going to be sending it to my critique partner, and who else am I going to send it to? I don't know. I need people's eyes on my synopsis and my query, and yeah, because I'm feeling like I'm getting to the point where I'm okay with what I've written, so I need someone else to look at it and kind of give me that separate, feedback. That is, yes. So I will see you guys in the next one.